And these are the agencies, our government agencies, which are charged with protecting our national security. And look how wrong they got it. This is scary. Some people ask me, why do you think this happened to you? I say it happened at least for 3 reasons. Being a Muslim American, in a very dangerous post-9/11 era, yes, the civil liberties of everyone in this country has been eroded since 9/11. But the Muslim community is under an enormous amount of scrutiny. Muslims in this country are seen first, perhaps, as potential terrorist suspects before being considered a loyal citizen. It doesn't matter if you're a West Point graduate. It doesn't matter if your brother's a West Point graduate and you come from a military family. It doesn't matter if you're a 3rd generation Chinese American. If you're Muslim American, you might be one of them. I believe my ethnicity also played a role. I'm a 3rd generation Chinese American. And when I was able to retain an attorney, and he did his work, and he gathered up information that would be used to help defend me, one of the things we learned was something that had been said of me. And that was, quote, "Who the hell does this Chinese Taliban think he is? Telling us how to treat our prisoners." They called me a Chinese Taliban. Not just a Taliban, but a Chinese Taliban. Someone was disturbed by my Chinese ethnicity. And it's disturbing to learn that people within our military harbor these negative attitudes towards people of ethnic and religious minority. But I believe this also happened because, yes, I was on the ground raising concerns about some of the things that were going on in Guantanamo. Whether it was how prisoners were being treated, the conditions, the ages of prisoners, and whatnot. I was essentially doing what I should be doing as a U.S. citizen, as an officer in the military, as a Muslim American. And that's defend our national values. Values of religious freedom, values of diversity, of tolerance, of equality, of humane treatment of prisoners. These are things we must be doing as a nation. And I was doing this out of patriotism. And that's why I subtitled the book that I've written, Faith and Patriotism Under Fire. My faith was under fire, my patriotism under fire, and yes, even my ethnicity. But that's my story, that's my experience. And I think it's relevant to everyone in this country because we've all experienced the disaster of the last 8 years. And it's only going to be up to us if we're going to change that. We have to do what we can to restore our Constitution, to restore the reputation of our nation. We're at an all-time high of anti-American sentiment around the world today. We're no longer looked at as the leader of human rights or the rule of law in the world today. The people in our closest, in the countries of our closest allies criticize us for things like Guantanamo Bay, Abu Ghraib, Iraq. So what can we do but get involved ourselves and make a change? The last comment I'll make is that being an Asian American, being Chinese American in particular, by experience as a Muslim American being looked at first as a potential terrorist. But being an Asian American, sometimes people look at people of this community as being a spy first. So it was very unusual how I was looked at as being a terrorist spy. And through the course of my case, there was one particular case that happened a little bit before mine, and that was the case of Wen-Ho Lee, in which this patriotic American who was serving our U.S. government was wrongfully accused of being a spy. And people often refer to my case as the Wen-Ho Lee 2. But fortunately for both of us, we're now out of prison, and we've both been exonerated. And it's also my honor to have a friend of mine who's the daughter of Wen-Ho Lee here with me today, and her name is Alberta. she was very instrumental in doing what I'm doing now. That's going around and speaking out.